All right, welcome back to Elevate Your Game Business and Mindset Talks. I'm Chris van Dijk. We've got Rami. You're back in another episode, mate. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Flying all the way from Melbourne, mate. I really appreciate you coming in today. No worries. So where we left off on the last podcast, we were talking about supportive partners.
Yep.
Right, and we both shared a bit of a story about each other. I thought that was great. Now we get to go into all the good stuff. Yeah. So Rami, tell us about this software. Tell us about marketing. Tell us about AI. Tell us about ConsultX and what you specialise in, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Coming off what we discussed, this is all the nitty gritty stuff. This is the real business stuff that we're going to get into now. And obviously the marketing stuff is one of the biggest passions I've had, I reckon, in business since early days, as I mentioned. Since 2010, I roughly started in the marketing game. So a lot of learning has happened since then. And one of the biggest things that we've learned over the years that marketing is such a confused space. People think marketing is just jumping online, running a few ads on Google and Facebook, putting a bit of content out. You know, the biggest viral hack right now is post as much as you can and you're just going to get business. That's a load of shit. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Obviously posting a lot does help without a doubt, but you got to get the right message across. And, you know, I say this to customers all the time and to people I'm talking to in business. I say I'm posting stuff and it's the most boring shit ever. No one gives a crap about what you're posting. You know, like, for example, who does it the most is the people in the construction industry, builders. Yep. They'll rock up to their job site, they'll flip out their Instagram and they'll do a video of their site. You know, no one really cares. No. You're not telling a story. No. Like it's another home getting built. Yep. Good luck, you know? And then they show a little video of a chippy cutting some timber or a brickie laying some bricks. They've seen this all their life. It's been around for hundreds of years, you know what I mean? It's not a new story we're telling. So that's not marketing, you know, and people just, what happens is they get stuck in the way of, I need a post. I don't know what to post. So I'm just going to rip my camera out, whatever's in front of me, I'm throwing it on and I'm hoping I'll get a few views or something from it. But realistically, the people watching that, let's just say the construction industry, they're probably people that are following you that are either your competitors or they're other tradies that want to partner with you and do some business with you if you're a builder, right? Where you're not tapping into the right person here. You got to find that you're actually going to tell a story in your story or your post that is going to actually drive your audience that's going to give you money, because that's the whole point of this, to actually want to engage with you and be like, what was that? That was amazing, and so on. And people don't understand that there's this thing called curated content. And, you know, we've got this tall poppy syndrome in Australia and it's a big problem here where people are stuck and scared to do the wrong thing because they're just going to cop it flat out.
But you just cop it because if you're out there promoting yourself, somebody's got something negative to say, right?
Correct. So curated content, whenever we bring it to people and we say, you got to curate some content, you're not going to be able to make your own. So create content, big difference there, right? Curated content is posting other people's stuff. Right. And it doesn't have to be the builder that is down the street from your high-end build. It could be builders that are from Morocco. It could be these high-end Moroccan homes, American homes, Italian, amazing styles, right? Yes. But you don't have to go and post the whole home and the whole story about it. You grab like a beautiful kitchen that's done in Morocco and you get all the details, you do your research on it and you post about that. And you give the credits to who they are. But in the first part of your copy is you're writing a little bit about it. Like, look at this amazing Italian stone that's used in the kitchen and the splashback and the tapware and blah, blah, blah. And that's all people read. They don't get to the part where the credits are there. But what you've done is the right thing and you've credited people. But then there's a whole like vision behind this as well. That's like, you got to post where you're putting a right color scheme in a row. You can't go like a green kitchen and then a blue kitchen. It's just going to look messy on your feed, right? So you're going to have like greens that are just lighter and more faint and different rooms of the house and so on. This is obviously giving an example like what builders should do. And what you're doing there is you're sort of building a following from your audience now, because now your audience sees this consistent posting. They don't really care if it's yours or not, right? They just want to know, are you capable of doing it?
Right?
It's a story. Yeah. And you're sort of showing what you love. That's what people don't understand, that your social channels, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is, that's your TV channel. Yeah. It's like back in the day watching like Better Home and Gardens, you know, and learning stuff off them. Yeah. It's the same thing now, Instagram and especially Instagram and TikTok. People go there to watch your channel and your brand and see what it's all about. Yes. You know what I mean? And then from that is where they will either convert, follow, maybe not convert as a lead now, but they could convert in the future, but they're going to follow you at least because they're really engaging in what you're doing. Yeah. No one cares about a chippy cutting timber. No. They're not going to follow you for that. You know what I mean? They're not going to know why they should engage with you because you haven't told them why.
But if the chippy is creating a content of cutting the timber and explaining why he's cutting the timber and how he's doing it, so now you're getting educational content out there.
Yes.
then they're going to watch it.
Exactly. So that's, again, you got to think about that a little bit deeper though. If that's what he's doing, educational content, which is one of the best pieces of content you can put out there is educational content. Who is his audience that he's teaching it to? Yep. So you're not going to show somebody how to build a home if you're trying to sell your business as I'm a chippy that builds homes for people. You sort of want to then do that if you're educating other chippies and you've got a little course going and you want to onboard more guys.
You want to get more staff.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, you still will get your audience following is what they'll do is they'll sort of see like a real quality work from behind that. And then they'll be like, hold on, this chippy does extremely quality work. His education is through the roof. Like I said to you last time we were here and you spoke in front of me about the windows. Your education level is so high, I'd be scared to use another window company. You know what I mean? Like I need you because I know you're going to figure out any problem I have.
Yeah.
You became my solution to any window problems I have.
That's right.
Because I know you know your stuff enough. You know what I mean? And that's what these guys are going to sell.
Yeah.
So they're going to sell with education. You know, a lot of people in business don't realize that sales isn't, people misread sales. Sales is like me sitting there and offering you, you know, that bloody bullshit, sell me this pen and all the crap that they do. All right. Sales in every industry has got a certain aspect behind it. Like, for example, builders, real estate agents, they're all about selling trust, right?
Yes.
Air conditioning guys, window guys, along that lines, you're about selling knowledge.
Yes.
So when you're selling, you don't need to come and tell me anything about the product because I'm going to get the product and I don't need to know about windows.
Yes.
But what I need to know is I've got the right person to do it.
Yes.
And when I hear you telling me stuff, when you're talking to me about the windows you're offering me, but giving me some stuff that I don't even understand the gibberish you're saying, but it sounds so good to me because I know you're so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Other than another guy saying, hey, this is pretty good glass. Yeah, look, it's double glazed. It's good enough.
Yeah.
You went into depth of the rails and the wheels and the height adjustments and all that stuff. And I'm like, this guy, if my door's slanting, he's going to know how to fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you gave me peace of mind. And that's what people pay for. They pay for peace of mind because the last thing anyone wants is to hire somebody that's going to cause them problems in the long run. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to figure out in marketing. In marketing, you got to first identify who your audience is.
Who is your audience?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is so, so important. And then there's a step before that though. So before you even identify who your audience is, there's this thing that we do it's an exercise we do with every client before we do marketing for them, unless we've done it for other similar businesses and then we sort of identify the same industry, they all sell the same thing. It's knowing what you sell. You know, like people say, like for you, you'd say, well, we sell windows and glass and that service. Well, that's the product you sell that everyone sells.
Yes.
And you know, when people say, what's your point of difference?
Yeah. Unique selling proposition. Yeah.
Exactly. So what are you actually selling?
Yes.
There's 1,000 window guys. What are you selling though? I understand you're selling windows. I can buy them anywhere.
Trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the way we figure that out, it's similar to like the big brands, you know, like Nike, they sell motivation.
Yep.
You know, Rolex sells status.
Yes.
Apple doesn't sell gadgets, they sell innovation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? People line up down the street for that new iPhone because they're dying for that new innovative thing. The iPhone looks the exact same for the last bloody 7 years.
Yeah.
And they'll buy it every single time.
They're still waiting in line.
And they're still waiting in line because this is the dream.
Yes.
They're selling on the emotional level.
That's right.
You know, and then figuring all that out, there's such a big process. People think they could just sit there and say, yeah, you know what? I sell this. No, you don't. There's a whole process behind it. You got to figure out what you sell, then grab that word. Like, for example, Rolex's word status.
Yeah.
Grab status and now use status behind your product when you advertise and show people. You're going to make people touch on that emotion of status.
Yep.
They're going to feel that if I got this product, my status is going to be elevated.
Yes.
You know? If I throw on some Nike shoes, I feel like running. I'm motivated.
Yes.
The product has to be form part of their emotions and their life.
Yes.
So it's extremely important to identify all these things. And there's a few things behind it. There's behavioral marketing, scientific behavioral marketing, and then there's psychological marketing. So the behavioral marketing is reading and understanding trends in the market of how people are buying.
Yes.
It's similar to the share market. You know how there's a bull run, it's a bearish market, it's a bullish market, and it's either there could be sometimes a bullish market just in one area and it's trending okay, but everywhere else is bearish. But then you get that peak time where it's bullish across the board.
Yes.
Business is the exact same. Marketing is the exact same. You got to follow your trends. What is trending in your services right now? And what might be trending is the product is always trending. People are always buying windows, for example, right?
Yep.
But what's trending with windows right now? You know what I'm saying? And you got to identify that and what are the behaviors and the patterns that people are buying on. But then you got the psychological marketing. And this is the part that it's very hard to tap on if you don't know how to tell a story. And this is where marketing agencies can either do a really good job or they have no idea how to do this. It's one of the two, right? There's no middle ground. And this is where you're tapping into emotional buying now. And then emotional buying, motivational buying. So what motivates my client to want to buy this product firstly?
Yes.
This motivates them. So I've got to use that in my marketing. Then what else now? What makes them feel emotional about this? You know, and emotion is, there's a lot of big play on this.
What's their pain point?
What's their pain? There's so many categories you got to pick up. You got to pick up what's their pain point.
Yep.
What is their partner going to think about when they make this purchase, and how is that going to affect them emotionally and their partner, right?
Yes.
So for example, you're renovating your home and you're choosing a kitchen guy.
Yes.
When you're choosing a kitchen guy, you're going to make sure you nail that, because if you get a crappy guy, your wife's going to be down your throat saying, you got the worst guy, you don't know how to find a tradie. So there's all that emotional.
And you spend all this money.
And you got the wrong colors. See,
Yeah.
do you even know how to do what you're doing? So there's even a point where you got to use that in your marketing to say, like, for example, on that level, you'd want to talk about how we're stress-free. We will fix any issues. You got to sell the post service, not
Yes.
just the service itself. What do I do after I service you?
After delivery.
Exactly. So, you know, you might be concerned that we're going to deliver, and, you know, the story goes that tradies hurt businesses and, homeowners and all this crap. And you sort of got to tell in your story that this is the after service we provide.
Yes.
This is how we will service you. This is on paper. We guarantee it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like some people do. One of my businesses, Clean Made, we offer 100% money back guarantee. If we do a service for you and you can prove to us you're unhappy, and your outcome is you just want your money back, you don't even want us to back and fix it, 100% money back guarantee. Not even a question. We won't even question you on.
And do you do that because it's easier to give a client their money back if they're not happy than it is to deal with a past client that isn't happy?
Yes, correct.
So
Exactly.
that's
what
also a strategy.
Yes.
And what you guys are doing is because, all right, you've got one bad client, not bad client, but you've got a client who's unhappy.
Yep.
If they've had to pay to be unhappy, they're going to tell everybody.
And they're going to be way more angry.
Yes.
Yes. So a good example on what you're saying is we've had people leave us a 1-star review.
Yep.
We ring them up, and the way our process goes is, listen, we've sent a 1-star review. What's the problem? We don't have any tickets in the system open, so we haven't had a complaint.
Yep.
I don't even bother ringing. I was disgusted with the services provided. You know, sometimes people are horrible, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, what was so disgusting about it? Let's break it down. We're here to support you.
Yes.
If you saw our terms and conditions, we will solve the problem guaranteed.
Yes.
If we have to repair it and refund you, we will.
Yes.
You know, so whatever it is, let's just solve it. You know, a 1-star review doesn't give you anything good and doesn't make us look good. So, and then we also educate them on saying, like, one person maybe made a mistake. There's 50 other people in the company. You're affecting everyone with your review. You're making everyone look bad when one person made a mistake. But as a company, we're willing to solve it. Isn't that better? And you have a lot of great clients that are like, you know what? I've never heard that before. That's amazing. All right, this is what he did. 1, 2, 3. And I swear it's embarrassing sometimes. They're just like, he cleaned my gutters and there was a speck of mud left on my window.
Yes.
It's like, yeah. What else? It's like, I'm waiting for him to say he went to clean it and broke my window. It's like, oh yeah, he just left it there. Okay, it's just something that needed to be wiped. That's worth 1 star. Everything else he did was great. He was a lovely kid, but he left that speck. I'm not happy. Aren't we worth 3 stars for that at least? You know what I mean? They go for it, that 1 star.
Some people, they just want to be negative.
Yes.
And you're going to get that.
You're 100%.
And you're going to get difficult clients. So whoever's listening to this and you're starting in business, you're going to get those difficult clients.
Be ready for them, man. You got to be ready.
But it's not what you do while you're dealing with that client. It's what you do after.
It's the post service.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we do from there is we the clients that are reasonable and want to deal with us is a simple process is we just go down that line of whatever it takes to repair it. All right. Some customers are just like, yeah, look, all good. If he comes back and just does 1, 2, 3, I'm happy. I don't want a refund. It's not. Some people are fair and they say he did the work, so I don't want money back. I just want it sorted. So then we'll do that. Or others just say, I don't want them back ever again because they know it's nothing. It's not even worth someone going back.
Yeah.
I just want my money back. It's a money grab, right? All good. Here's your $300. You know what I mean? We're not going to argue with you. But under the condition,
Just
remove
remove
your
that
review.
stuff.
Yeah. So funny enough, if you actually went through our reviews on Clean Made, we've got over 1,100 reviews on there. We're about a 96% customer satisfaction rate, pretty much 4.9 star rating. And you will actually see reviews in there saying this review started off as 1 star, but the service I have received since then is absolutely second to none, and I will use this company for the rest of my life.
Cool.
And that's the post service.
Yeah.
And when people read that, they're just like, holy shit, that's actually good. I don't care if they stuff up now. Look at these guys delivered. And we don't have one of those reviews. We've got many. You know, we ask them, do you want to remove it or would you? No, I'm giving you 5 stars for the service you gave me because that guy made a mistake.
Yeah.
I accept it. And some people are reasonable in that sense because they're just used to most businesses getting on the back
Just
foot.
cutting them. They've been paid. And
exactly.
Cut them and run. Yeah.
Exactly. And when they deal with
One
us
and
in that
done.
sense, they're like, I love this.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah.
What a company. I will use you again. I'll forgive the mistake.
Yeah.
Unless it was a silly, really bad one. You know what I mean? Then they're disgruntled and it is what it is. But so that forms a part of marketing.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So that is part of marketing. And then we actually cut these reviews out. We screenshot them and we run them in our ads.
Yep.
And we show people, we would write copy like sick and tired of unreliable trades. Just have a read what this client said and then click next and see what the next one said. And then go to our Google and see what another 1,000 said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we literally get a few, if you were ever to see our Clean Made ads running, you would see there is over like 1,500 comments on one ad. Yeah. And it is people pretty much, I'd say to you, 80% of the comments are people saying, use these guys, they are the best. Yeah. I have used them for years and years and their service is just amazing. That there is marketing. So we go into the comments, we grab all those comments that people do, we screenshot them, we post them into our ads, retarget people through to them and let them see it. We're not even saying that we do gutter cleaning anymore. People read that comment and say, what do these guys do? Oh, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, book them in. Because they're so sold on what everyone else is recommending. And it's not 2-3 people, it's thousands. You know what I mean?
And when you look at somebody's business and you look at the reviews and they only have 5, it's not many. But then when you look at, let's say, even if it was 100, and then they start off bad, people are then intrigued, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Then they want to read, what else is going on?
What else? And people always start with the bad comment.
Yeah.
You know, there was a trick a company did. You look at 0 stars. Always like 1 star.
What's the worst comment? What does it say?
Exactly. Because, you know, ones that are giving good comments, we know the 5 star says enough. I don't need to read what about the 5 stars. I want to see what the 1 star is, see how legit it is, you know? And
what then happened afterwards.
Yes. And what's the response?
Yeah.
You know, people forget to respond to 1 star reviews because they're angry. Like, you know, John gave me a 1 star review, stuff him. You should comment on that comment.
Or they're having an argument with that client.
Oh, that's even worse. I've seen that many times. Now, funny enough, there's a company I just saw recently doing this, and this is an amazing pivot, and I recommend anybody should do this. They ask their customers to give a 1 star review, not a 5. And in the 1 star review, they say, this is a 1 star because I need you to read this. And this company is the best company to use. So what's happening is people are going to 1 star reviews, not the 5s.
Yeah.
How do we get them to read the good reviews?
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah.
So let's give it a 1 star and give a real positive comment on there. And I was reading their comments and the way the business transitioned into doing this, and it was an amazing result they had. And I was just saying how people are ringing us and saying, man, we literally read your reviews. We went to your 1 stars and all your 1 stars are positive.
Yeah.
They're actually the fake 1 stars. You know, they're not even real. But they're fake in the sense of it's the real client, but just the 1 star was fake. It was actually a 5 star service, but they did that so that everyone else listens.
Yeah.
I love that idea because that's what you got to do. You got to pivot. You got to try new things. And this company did extremely well from it. They got like thousands of 1 star.
What about then the percentage?
Very bad. It looks on their website, but who cares? Because when people, that's the only part that I was concerned about when I saw this. I saw that, all right, well, you're going to end up like a 3 star overall rating. And then people are going to look and say 3 stars. I don't even want to read reviews. I'm going to move on. And that's the part that can affect. But apparently it's worked. And apparently I haven't tried it myself, but apparently it's this company that tried it. I think it was like a food place, to be honest with you. I think a burger joint or something. And I'll actually look it up next. I've saved it and I'll send it to you to have a look. It's really intriguing, you know, and I want to give it a shot, but not right now. I'm scared of that percentage thing. You know, I'm still scared.
Maybe start another Google page.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny. And then what you could do is grab a few of those screenshots and post them, because when people are scrolling and see a 1 star posted, they're going to be like, oh, who's giving it to who now?
Yeah.
People love drama.
They do.
So they'll read it and they'll be like, oh shit, that's positive.
But saying that as well, like looking on the flip side, you see somebody with 100% rating, people will click on that. But when people have got bad ratings, you want to know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly right.
So now you look at, does it really affect, but does it affect Google with the metrics, or?
It does a little bit, because Google could even like shadow block you as well. Shadow ban
because you got
may be too, like they'll rather show people in your same industry that are in the 4 or 5 stars peaking than a guy that's peaking at 2%, 2 stars. You know what I mean? 1 or 2 star rating, that would look horrible on your brand. So you sort of got to be very smart and strategic how you manage it, you know?
So maybe get your good ones first.
Yeah, for every 100 5 stars, get 5 1 stars.
Yeah.
You know, and people are always going to read the 1 stars anyway. With the story. Exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really important. And what also is really important is when you do request reviews from your customers, you know, anybody can write a review. Yeah, this company was great. They're not really helping you. You know, it's great. They put you a 5-star, but you want them to sort of write a spiel. So we sort of like, we would send a customer and say, how was our service? And if you did rate us at 5 stars, do you mind mentioning in our review that you give us how our service was, what your experience was like with our sales team, how the post service was, what the charges were like. And then it's sort of like, all right, I'll answer all those questions. And then they give you a story, you know, because otherwise you just say, hey, can you give me a review? Here's my link. They just say 5 stars, great service.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell anything.
No.
People like to read a little bit why. But like you said earlier, they will very unlikely read the 5-star reviews. It is pretty much 95% of people read only 1-star reviews because they want to know what was the problem. Like for me, I go to a restaurant I've never been to and I want to see how it is. I'll go to it. I'll say, all right, there's a ton of 5 stars, very minimal 1 stars. I don't really care. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of 1 stars. Let's see what it is. And then you read them and it's just like, staff were very rude. I don't care about that. I want to try the food. You know what I mean? I don't care who they're hiring. I'm sure that guy's probably gone. You know, toilets were dirty or this or that. You know what I mean? In that sense, that stuff doesn't bother me. Or the food came out, it was nice. And there'd be like 1 star. All the food that came out was nice. It was amazing. But that little pizza I had or my garlic bread at the start was stale. It's like, seriously?
Or they give it a 4-star because they said, look, food was great. Service could have been a little bit better.
Yes, exactly. That's fair though. See, that's fair. Don't give them a 1 star on the one little mistake they made where 90% of the service was great. You know what I mean? But anyway, going back to the marketing of this is a very important part of marketing. People don't realize your reviews aren't just there for people to go on, read, and just know if they're going to use you or not. Your reviews should be utilized through your marketing. And then what also should happen, people with hundreds or thousands of reviews, you actually got to grab all those reviews, drop them into ChatGPT or any AI system and say, give me a complete breakdown and trend. You got to give this like a massive prompt on there and be like, break down all the issues, give me all the winning, why we win. Give me all the reasons why we've lost. So why are the 1 stars and what's a trending habit that we have in this company? Especially companies with 7,000-8,000 reviews, you're going to have some real good data there, right? Yeah. And then what the AI does in like 5 minutes, it reads all of it and it comes back and says, well, your common trait on 1-star reviews is 1, 2, 3. And you're like, shit, we're repeating that consistently. And then the reason why you win so much is because of all these reasons. All right, great.
We're doing good here.
That's where we're doing good. That's where we're doing bad. Now let's improve the good to excellent. And let's get that bad stuff and work on. That's what we're going to work on in this company. And let's go for the next 3 months. Let's do a 90-day sprint on the next 3 months so we get no 3 to 1-star reviews around that issue anymore. You know what I mean? And if we see that number drop drastically, so all the new reviews that come, you grab them and drop them into ChatGPT and you say, all right, what are our problems now? And if the trend has changed, well, you've done something right. So this is part of the business building, you know what I mean? And then grabbing all the good stuff and telling ChatGPT, now give me content around all the excellent stuff we do. How can I tell it as a story? And then it gives you this way how to push your content out now. Like, you know, we are the best of the best at answering our phones. You call, we answer in 10 seconds guaranteed because it says, people say the response rate is absolutely amazing from this company and the customer service on sale was amazing and their pricing is the best, you know? So utilize all that now, package it into a story, drop 100 pieces of content on it. And then on the content side of things, where going back to what we were saying, where people say just post, you got to post, but you got to track the data of all that posting. And you got to see what out of all your posts, you might do 10 posts and one really trends well. And when we say trends, you get 4,000 views on all of them and one of them hits 9,000. All right, great. There's some engagement on this for a reason. Drop $20 a day against that now. $20 a day and pay for ads. And that's because it's already proven organically it did well. Now imagine with money against it. Meta is just going to push you. TikTok's just going to push you even more through the algorithm because it already knew organically it done well. And what you do is you keep fluctuating. $20 on that a day, $20 on this a day. You run that for 4 or 5 days, turn it off. More likely at most cases, if it hits a good viral engagement, you can turn those ads off and it'll keep spinning. Because the algorithm says, well, people are engaging in this really well, money or not, we're going to keep pushing. You know what I mean? So extremely important on that level. But again, this is not how ads marketing is done. So that's a good way to grow your brand, to get real good following, to get really in front of people, to see the brand and understand what it's about. But to do conversions, this is the part where you got to go back to the psychological marketing. And this is on the why are they motivated to buy? How do I tell the story of what I sell? And how do I tell it in such a way that people just convert? You know what I mean? That's the most important thing you need. Your marketing should do your sales. So, you know, people run ads and then customers come through and then they just flop. They're gone. And the reason why is because the marketing all it did was sort of get that person to open the door and walk into your store. It's like putting a mannequin at the front with a nice dress, They walk in, but everything else is rubbish in there. No customer service. No one walks up and talks to them and all that stuff. And all you had is a little nice dress. But imagine having the nice dress out the front. This is just giving an example, obviously, very weird one. But imagine having somebody wearing that dress out the front, you know what I mean? Really showcasing it and having like a video crew, making it look like it's a celebrity. And then when people come, say, yeah, we're introducing this new dress and blah, blah, blah. Most people are going to walk in that door and say, how much is that dress?
Yeah.
Your
that's
marketing
right.
just did the sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're just going to walk in, how much is it? Oh, well, that's cheap. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because they loved it. They saw it in action. It looked really cool what you did.
Yes.
You got them motivated to buy
Yes.
it. You know, somebody special was wearing it outside and there's a whole film crew around them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
look at the story difference we just told, from a mannequin to somebody actually giving engagement and action out there. Same with any business.
Yeah.
Any product you sell, you got to make it fun. You got to make it motivation. You got to motivate the client to want to buy it. So you got to give a reason why they need it. You know, and this is for service-based businesses. It works just as easy. You know, a lot of people will have up there like, we do this service. Call us if you need us. People actually, I've seen ads running just recently. I was in the ads library doing some research and I saw a guy running an ad and he's been running it for like over a year because you could see how long when the ad launched. And it was a photo of his business card. I don't even know what the guy did. I clicked it just to see what he did and I still couldn't work out what he did. It was just his name, his phone number and his email address. And his email address was a Gmail. So I didn't even have his business name in it. I clicked the page. It was his name on the page. I'm just like, this guy's burning money for a year. Could be running $5 a day, God knows. But what the hell are you selling?
Yeah.
A business card. You know what I mean? Your name and number on business card. What are you trying to advertise here?
Yeah.
And on his page, there was no images of what he did. That was just literally that one thing. So that's where there's a massive disconnect in marketing. People think logging into your ads manager and your Google ads manager and TikTok and so on, putting your credit card in there, writing a bit of and putting any image you think that you like.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem.
Or a video that you like.
Yeah, you like, exactly right, because you think it's cool, you know? And then posting and running money against it. That is not marketing.
Yes.
That is paying money to Meta because you're donating money to Meta or TikTok. It's a donation you're doing right there and getting a little bit of traction and probably looking like a clown because a lot will look at your ad and be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where we have this thing called the thumb stop. You know, you want to have an ad that causes people to use the thumb stop. Scroll, stop, what was that?
Yeah.
So the creative is going to captivate people. That's why they talk about in videos having that 3-second hook.
Yes.
It's even gone down to 2 seconds now, right? You got like 2 seconds to capture their attention.
Yes.
And it's like in a video, you really need that 2 seconds to capture the hook, where an image is actually, I believe, become easier than videos. So it used to be videos convert the best, and they still do, but your hook is wrong, they don't.
Yes.
Where an image, you're either going to grab them or not because it's not changing.
That's right.
So your image is just going to be powerful as, you know what I'm saying? So like we had a car detailing part of our franchises at one point. We were running that and we're running all these ads testing against each other. And you know what the best ad that converted for us was?
What?
I had a car driving down the highway that just exploded.
Yeah, right.
And people were like, it's got nothing to do with your service.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
my team were like, what the hell are you doing there? And I'm like, watch this work.
Yes.
And people were watching that video, car exploded, and then it went to CleanMade cleaning all these cars. And it's like, don't ever let your car blow up because it's so dirty. You know what I mean? And then people were like, what the hell? And we converted shit tons, like $9 leads on this thing. I was like, this is amazing. And see what it is? It's just, we grabbed the right attention.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we hit one into the video, and then in our copy, we did the sale there. We spoke about how we sell a subscription model. You know, we made it a subscription model where you pay us 6 months up front. We'll rock up once a month to your home, wash your car, clean it. You book the day you want. We'll send you a 7-day notice that you're due in the next 7 days. Here's a calendar link. Literally click and book yourself.
Yeah.
So we simplified the process so easy. Back then we weren't using AI.
Yeah.
Now it's even better. Now you can converse and literally book it with AI straight away. You don't have to speak to anybody in there. Say, yeah, Tuesday next week, 12 o'clock, I'm good. Done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's also the peace of mind for the customer that we sold. And that's so when people rang us for this deal, they were just like, how do I buy 12 months? I don't even want to pay for 6 months. I'll just take 12 month package off you.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about this.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm the laziest with washing my car. I do it once every 3 months. I'd rather it washed weekly. Let's say once a month at that price, that's worth it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's mobile. So we're coming to you even at your business, your home, wherever
Don't
you
have
want.
to do anything.
We sold peace of mind. We sold a ripper deal,
Yes.
cheaper than anyone else on the market with a great service. But then we had very expensive deals. And that's where now you got, again, your audience.
Yes.
You have a cheap audience, you have a mid-level audience, and you have an audience that's probably like you and me that spends silly.
Yes.
And just be like, I want the best. What have you got? The best service you got? I want to buy that off you.
That's right.
They're the hardest ones to find because they're not out there scrolling on Facebook all day to see ads, right?
Yep.
But your middle ground client, they are looking for cheap. You know what I mean? So there's this thing in sales we call sales/audience. We call it the third, and the third. So picture a pie chart and in 3 quarters. And what we have is we have the top right, which is that cheap customer that wants a discount on a discount when you're in.
Yes.
So he's the one that you're going to get You got to avoid, you don't barter with them. You just tell them, that's the price, take it or leave it. We're too busy, we're going to move on. You know what I mean? Try, still give you customer service there, but you're never going to win with them. They're going to ring you on something's $200, you've discounted it to 100, they're going to ring and ask you, can we do this for 100?
That's right.
For 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because they got to always win.
They've always got to win.
So you're going to get that client.
And they don't believe that your discount is real.
That's right.
They say, normally 200, you're lying, it's always 100, I want it for 50 now. And it's
or they think that they can get a little bit more.
Exactly. They just want to save. It's all about their pocket, and they don't see value in what they buy ever.
Yes.
They just think, I need that right now. I'm going to waste my money. I'm going to try to get a better deal.
Yes.
So that customer, unfortunately, you got to just deal with whatever you get and don't waste too much time on them. Then you got the middle one. And the middle customer is the guy who dresses, he shops at Kmart. He's happy to wear crappy shoes and crappy jeans for the rest of his life, but he drives a Range Rover or a Mercedes.
Yes.
Because he cares about that.
Yes.
So his value is in his vehicle.
Yes.
His phone is the newest phone. He's got a really nice watch. He's cruising. He goes to dinners and he enjoys himself at a nice steakhouse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But he'll shop cheap at Kmart. So
he doesn't wear brand clothes, but still nice clothes, collared shirt, just not
that's
a brand name.
Exactly.
Yeah?
So what he's doing is this person is he just needs to be shown enough value.
Yes.
And he'll be like, yep, give it to me, I'll take it. There's a bit of work in that person. That's where that's where pretty much your majority of your audience is. So it depends on the industry, obviously, but most audiences are in that level. So that guy there, you just got to make sure that's where you put the work in on the value of the product you're selling and what you're selling as well. So obviously the value proposition, right? So you got to make sure you're putting that in that marketing, and then in the sales process, you got to really show them why it's important to do that. So, you know, somebody might be like, let's go to Clean Made, for example. Yeah, I need my gutters cleaned, but how much is it? $300. Like, he's in his head now, do I spend $300 to clean my gutters? I've never done it.
Yeah.
And then you tell him, because if you don't clean your gutters, X, Y, and Z happens to your home. Oh shit, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And now he'll spend $500.
That's right.
Because he didn't know. And now he knows he's good enough to spend
Now he's informed.
Yes.
You've given him enough education for him to make a decision on, hey, yes, it's 500, but if I don't do that, it's going to cost me 1,500.
Exactly.
So that 500's worth it.
And he's smart.
Yeah.
He knows. He'll spend like that. Just he needs to be justified to why.
Yeah.
Justify why I'm going to give you my money. Yep, perfect. Your explanation is
made
good.
sense.
Yes. And a lot of businesses fail at doing that. That's the price, buddy. Do you want it or not? Don't sell on price. Sell on value. You know what I mean? This is part of marketing. So this all ties in, you know, you did the ad, you've brought them in, then you've lost them. Who cares about the ad anymore? You just failed internally.
That's right.
So you got to have that whole system. This is marketing when you're selling value. That is part of marketing. It's not part of sales.
Yes.
Because it is marketing your brand.
Yes.
This is why you need it. We're educating you. It's all about education and so on. So then you get that guy. But then you got the last guy at the top, and he's like the best of the best. He's the guy that walks into Apple and says, I want that laptop. And every extra that Apple provides, plug it in.
Yes.
You don't need that, sir. What do you do? Don't ask me what I do. I just told you what I want. Plug it all in. How much is it? $7,000?
He's the now.
Yes.
Just do me a favor. Yes. Don't read the card. I just bought a new car. Don't give me the bow. I don't want a display. I don't want you to go through the handbook with me. I'm coming in to pick it up. I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just tell me where to sign. Give me the keys and I'm out. That one?
Music to my ears.
Yes.
Because that guy there is the best. And I'm funny enough, that guy in a lot of instances. And I use Apple as an example is because that was me.
Yeah.
I walked into Apple and I said, I need the best Mac laptop you got. Yeah. And I was transitioning from PC to Mac at this time. So I played around, learned how to use it, and I saw how powerful they are. But I knew I'm going to take this thing and I want to use it for the next 6-7 years. I'm not going to change every year. I don't need to. If it's good enough and delivering, you know, I don't want the friction of having to think about changing again. So I went in and the guy was trying to sell me down. He's like, mate, you don't need 32 gig of RAM. Trust me, you'll never use it. I said, how do you know what I do? And he's like, oh, what do? You graphic design stuff? I said, no, I just read emails. He's like, so you want a 30? That's a monster computer for that. You can get the cheapest one. I said, buddy, give me the fucking computer. You know what I mean? And then he sort of still tried to downplay it, then brought someone else out. And I was like, I'm about to walk out of here. And Apple are really good at sales.
Yeah.
But this guy felt bad because it was a $6,500 laptop. And he's like, this guy's going to get ripped.
But you've already
planned
$6,500 here.
Yes.
That $6,500 is going to make me $60,000.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
It's my money maker.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Here's what I invest in this thing. It's buying my tool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not literally buying it. Obviously, I was being silly and I said to him, I'm just reading emails on things. I was like, stop questioning me.
Yeah.
Long story short, after we did what we did, he was like, you're the easiest customer I've ever dealt with, easiest sale I've ever done. And I'm like, you were the hardest salesperson I dealt with, trying to downplay me. You know, it's like when you go to a restaurant, you're like, oh, can you add extra meat in that? Yeah, that'll be extra. No shit. No shit.
It's an extra $1 for cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, I want it.
I hate that service.
Are you going to give it to me if I say no? I don't want to pay the extra $1.
Yes.
He said no. I said, well, no, I asked for it. Thanks, mate.
Exactly. And it's like, I actually don't like that service. And a lot of people disagree with me and they say, well, you'd be happy to spend, but somebody else might get upset.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody else asks for extra meat, for example, and assume they're going to get it for free, they're the silly one. Because business is business.
At the end of the day, you do have those people, so I do understand that.
I do understand it too.
But being entrepreneurs, we know you get nothing in this world for free.
100%.
So if you're going to ask for somebody, do not expect that they're going to – if they're your mate and they provide a service, yeah, but even then, don't go to your mate because say I do windows, don't come to me because you think that I'm going to give you cheap windows.
Exactly. I should pay you more.
Yeah, because you want to support me.
Exactly.
But that's the entrepreneur mindset.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't think like that.
Friends and family think just because you're in that industry and they need
you're
your
loaded.
service, you're free.
Yeah.
And you're free for them. You should do it for me for free because you do it.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. I just started this. You got to support me. You know what I mean?
They're your what did you call them at the start on the pie? They're the ones on the right. They're the ones on the far right.
Far right.
The ones where you've got the cheap budget.
Stay away from them.
Stay away from them.
Yes.
Right?
So I should have said family and friends and the cheap guy.
That's right.
That's who's
most of them. Not all of them, but there is some of them do want to just come and use you to support your business.
Guaranteed.
Or they want to use you not only because they want to support you, they know you're the best in the field.
100%.
And you and I would think the same. I'd rather spend my money with you, know what I'm getting.
Yep.
Then pay somebody else, and I could be supporting a friend of mine.
100%.
Like, I'm going to pay somebody else $100. Why am I trying to get you for 85?
Yeah, exactly right. I'd rather give you 110, even if they're 100.
That's
and that's
right.
support. That's just not even just paying for the service now. It's support. All right, and then you go down the road if some people can't afford that. All right, well, pay whatever you're going to pay someone else.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair enough. And if your mate's ripping you and saying, well, I'm more too bad, well, then that's up to you. If you can't afford it, different story, right? Because there are people out there that can't afford the services. But going on saying on that as well is like many years ago, I saw this overseas happen or somebody said an idea about it. And it's not my idea what I'm trying to get to, but I love this idea that came about. And it was like when women are pregnant, they throw baby showers, everyone comes and throws all these gifts at them, right? How about having business showers when somebody opens a new business? Mates getting together and supporting that business. And there's the first round of funding, you could call it, pretty much say. That sort of gives them a little boost for the next, let it be 2 weeks of funding they got. Everybody throws in, depending on what the industry is and what the business is. Just say somebody having an e-com store and they sell $50 items. Well, all of you go buy 2 of them. Yeah. If all your mates just collectively get them in, what that might do is there's maybe not enough money from your circle of friends that are going to willing to do that for you, but what there'll be is some motivation behind it.
And some confidence.
And so exactly. Motivation, confidence, and support.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, look what my mates did. It's going to give you the confidence practically to go hard, to go harder.
Look what my business is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
What else can I do? This is working. Okay,
And then you know that you got a supportive team. But what do people do instead? Is that what you're doing? That's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I never take advice from someone that's not done it 1,000,000 times.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like even people sometimes have done what you've done and they give you advice because they failed. How many times did you do it though? Once, and you failed once and you quit? Yeah, don't give me advice. I don't want you quitting advice.
Yes.
Tell me you've done it 7 times and you failed 7 times and then you gave up. Shit, tell me all 7 times what happened.
Yes.
But you tell me you've done it once, you failed once and you quit and now you're going to give me advice. You're a quitter. You're not a business owner.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? So don't even give me that advice.
Yeah.
Let alone now the person who's never even done it and tells you why you're doing that won't work. It's like, you fucking kidding me?
Not going to work.
Yeah, my question is to everybody whenever they say that, and I'm not going to lie, do this to my mum because my mum was always like, are you doing that? How about if it doesn't work? And my answer is always, when did you do it and it failed? It's like, don't say that to me. It's like, it's the truth. Why are you giving me advice on it?
What if it works?
And what if it does work? I'm the entrepreneur taking the risk. Let me take the risk. Let me fail. Let me learn from that failure. Take that learning somewhere else and do it better.
Yes.
Or repeat. Rinse and repeat in that same industry, but getting better and better and better and better. 99% of these businesses that have succeeded have failed drastically. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, I forgot exactly what it's called, but he says the seed to success is found in failure. It is in failure. And if you want to succeed quick, fail quicker.
Yes.
Failure isn't a bad thing. Yeah. I feel like the word failure is a bad word to even be used. Because there's quitting, that's when you failed in my eyes. And then there's making mistakes and then keep going through that mistake and keep jumping those hurdles. Keep going, putting those fires out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where it falls. And this is where people in business, unfortunately in Australia, I've got this big problem with business here, where people can just jump online, register an ABN and they become a business owner. Yeah. Man, you don't have any skills here. This chippy just goes and sets up he's been working for his boss for the last 10 years and then he finally leaves and he sees all this money coming in, he does a few cashies and he thinks, I'm going to start my own business. So
easy.
Yeah, it's easy because my mate does it, you know?
Yeah.
And then he goes and he sets up an ABN, sets up a little website, worst website in the world, you know what I mean? Because they go and spend the cheapest money on this stuff. They don't have funding behind them and they hire 5 blokes. They've never done payroll. They fuck that up straight away. And then they go and start managing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of people's money trying to run a business that they've never done in their life. But it took them 7 years to learn carpentry. Business is harder than learning how to put timber together, man. People think, oh, I know how to build a house now. That's the hardest part. Now I've got to run a business. Business is way harder than putting a house together.
Of course.
Because once you put the house together, there's going to be inspections. People are on top of you. It's going to get right. No one's watching you in business until about 4 years down the track when ATO knock on and say, you just fucked up. We're taking everything you just did.
Yeah.
And it's because you made a mistake from day one and continued that mistake for 5 years. And it compounded so bad that you can't return from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's the biggest issue I have in business. I believe that anybody who wants to register an ABN, they've got to have some sort of certification. And that certification should update every 2 years. And if they, after 2 years, want to register a new ABN, new certification has to be released.
Yeah.
And that's like learning financial literacy. That was my biggest problem in business. I never had financial literacy. I failed drastically purely because I didn't know how to manage money. I'd have millions coming in and wouldn't even know what to do with it because I had no financial literacy. I didn't know how to distribute funds properly.
Yeah.
And it took me to realize that myself years ago to start teaching myself financial literacy. And I was like, shit, this is the first thing I ever should have learned.
Yeah.
But they don't teach you this shit.
They don't.
No, they don't, unfortunately. So I'm getting off track and I'll go back to the marketing stuff. So going back to the marketing conversation now, and I want to step into AI next, into this, how marketing and AI tie in together, is that people have got to stop thinking that I just got to post, I've got to put some boring shit up and I've got to just get my, eventually I'll just get my brand. No, it's not going to happen. And then people have got to stop going, what's happened in the marketing industry is marketing agencies are just tarnished. Again, someone's worked in a marketing firm. He learned how to use Ads Manager. He learned how to use Google Manager. He knows how to put an image in and write some copy that he uses AI to do. And now this person has got a marketing agency. Man, marketing is not all that.
Or social media company.
Or social media business, right? So now the biggest problem we have there is they know how to sell themselves in the dream.
Yep.
You know, they know how to promise the world and how they're going to run your marketing. But then when it comes to the day comes, they realize they've undercharged drastically, so they don't have the time to learn your business. You know, for us, when we do marketing for somebody, I really got to know your industry inside out. I've got to know what services you do. I've got to understand the service. If I don't understand the service, I can't sell it for you.
Yes.
Then I've got to go and do research. And we do a strategy deck for every marketing company. Any business we do marketing for, we're going to need a strategy deck. Once that strategy deck is done, what forms part of that strategy deck is what we're doing with you currently is what's your tech stack? Because I might send you 200 leads next week. What are you doing with them?
Yeah. How are you handling that?
You're going to ring me and say, all your leads are shit. I sent you 200. Yep, none converted. Sweet. How much did you ring? All of them. Then I look in the system and you rang 9. You know what I mean? But if you don't have that system, how would I ever check? And I've got to take your word and I'm going to be like, shit, I'm crap. All right, shut it down. I've just tarnished my brand. You know, we did that for many years. And then eventually we were like, with our tech stack, we don't do marketing for anyone. I need to see where their calls are going. I need to see who they're calling, when they're ringing them, how often they follow them up. That's what's going to matter on the conversion rate for me. And then when we started looking at these tech stacks, we started telling people like, listen, man, we got you 100 leads this week, hypothetically. We got you 100 leads. You've rang 30 once, and then there's no notes on any of them. You're not doing a proper process here. Do not even try to blame the marketing for a second right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn off your ads and we're going to train you what to do with these 100 leads we got you. Yeah. And we'll just work through them. And the next thing you know, oh shit, I just converted 10 of those 100. Now do that again and we'll give you another 100 next week and we'll see what happens there. And then next week they convert 50 of them. It's like shit.
So now they're learning.
Now they're learning. So that's
getting better.
Exactly. So as an agency for us, we're not a marketing agency. We're a business growth agency. We don't just look at we look at operations. Who's your sales guy? Who's going to make sales? Yeah. You are? Well, you're not going to do well. Because right now, if you said to me, you're going to go out, I'm going to send you 100 leads a week and you're going to do the sales, I'm going to say to you, well, who's going to manage the business? Because you're going to be calling, he didn't answer quick, I've got to put out 5 fires. You're going to forget the sales and who rang you and he rings back the guy that just missed your call and you're too busy now to take it. So who's your sales?
That's right.
There's a sales guy, there's somebody operating the business. There's going to be growth within the company. So that's operationally. Then we say, all right, now you've got a sales guy. How do we measure his KPI? How do we know how many people he's ringing from your leads? How do we know how many follow-ups he's doing? 1, 2, 3. This all forms part of the marketing plan of a business, because if you're not doing all of that, how do we know that the marketing isn't working? Maybe it's the flaws is within the business. Yeah. It's not in the marketing. The marketing isn't failing. It's doing extremely well. The flaw is within the business. And I see that so common.
Bring in the leads. 100 phone calls.
Yeah.
But you're just not
Doing
being able
anything.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not doing nothing. You're not converting them. So how do I get you 100 clients? So this is what I say to people. I had 100 clients. Let's talk bricks and mortar. 100 clients walked through your door and they all walked out with not one of them having a sale. Who do you think the problem is? The problem ain't 100 clients.
That's right.
There was probably 20 duds.
Yes.
That were just checking out competitors, whatever, what time wasters, I accidentally clicked it, whatever. Let's say 50. Let's say 50 duds, 50% are rubbish. Yeah, tell me the other 50 walked in and walked out. No, what was the customer service when they walked in? Nothing. Nobody was even in the showroom to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you got to, that's the sort of metaphor of how you got to look at it when it's leads coming into a system.
Yeah.
Which is even worse now because what they're doing is they're converting on your lead. Facebook then says, or TikTok or any of them say, all right, this guy's interested in, I don't know, this guy's interested in plumbing services because he just converted on a plumbing service page. What is me to do? Floods them with other plumbers.
That's right.
So then they say, oh shit, this guy looks better, convert. That guy rings instantly. By the time you've rung them 2 days later, they don't even want to answer your call. You know, the statistics say that calling somebody after 5 minutes of a lead coming in, it reduces the chances of conversion by, I think, 80%.
That's right.
That's crazy. 5 minutes you got.
Because when like the other week, I was trying to ring a landscaping company.
Yeah.
Ring, didn't answer. Ring, someone else. Ring, someone else. I'm going to keep ringing until I get someone on the phone.
Yeah.
If that person answers and they can do it when I want them to do it and it's reasonable, I'm booked.
Gone.
Done.
And that is the psychological marketing I was talking about. It's the motivation. What makes your client motivated to buy?
Yeah.
And say landscaping, or let's talk pest control, right? If you're at home, you see a spider, bang, 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 pest control, ring, 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 somebody answers, book them in. Because you're highly motivated at that time. You're dealing with the cortisol level spike because you saw a fucking spider. And I'm talking us, I'm talking more likely a female.
This happened to me the other week.
Did it? Yeah. There you go. So, and I'm guaranteeing you probably got someone on the phone and booked them.
As soon as I got the guy on the phone, he said, but I can't do until next week on Monday. I think it was a Wednesday. I said, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll wait.
Yeah. If he said, I can't service you for 3 months, you'd be like, see you, buddy. You know what I mean?
I had cockroaches at the front because the neighbour next door, we were just moving in. The neighbour next door, he sprayed his house, so they were all running out of his house. I saw him. I thought, the wife's not here yet. I'm getting on the phone to somebody Monday next week.
Exactly.
Done.
And
I didn't want somebody
and you were
tomorrow.
motivated to buy. Yeah,
That's right.
Do you know if he said to you, funny enough, psychologically, if he said to you, yes, sweat, I could be there in a couple of hours or tomorrow, you would have hesitated. Without even realising.
Yeah, because I was still moving in, yeah.
Not even that, but you would have also been like, that quick, like whether you don't have work, are you shit? You know what I mean? Like you need that scarce as well. You need the scarcity of like, yeah, all right, next week, yeah, but you're busy and that makes sense and this guy's probably really good. So like this is like without you even thinking that it happens. If somebody immediately says to you they're available, it's like me saying to you, hey, I'll do the job for 10 grand. You say, do a better price. Fuck it, I'll do it for 5. What the fuck? Well, you're ripping me 5 grand.
Yeah, then I don't want to do
I don't even want to do business
That's
with you
right.
anymore. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
right.
like people don't realize you got to work on the psychology of things so much. You know, you got to think the psychology is in sales, in marketing, the whole lot of what that person's going to feel dependent on what you respond. You know what I'm saying?
And just to touch on that quickly, I said to the guy, he goes, what cockroaches you have? The big ones? I said, yeah. He said, okay, well, that treatment's this. I said, yeah, but what about the full treatment? I just want the
best one.
You know,
yeah, you're that
emotionally,
guy.
I'm
You're
going,
the top left.
yeah, emotionally, I'm going, it's coming out anyway. Yep. They got big ones here. Yep. Who knows if they got small ones? Yep. Oh, but it's extra. It's yeah, book it in. Book it in. Done. 100%. No, they have to think about it. And emotionally, buying.
He got you emotionally buying. Exactly right. And see, a good salesman on the phone would have said, oh, you got those cockroaches? All right, done. No worries. So, you know, normally with those cockroaches, what tends to happen is it means you've got this, this, and this as well. Don't stress about it all though. This is what it's going to roughly cost for the cockroaches. But let's do a full assessment when I come to your home, give you an actual report on everything that's wrong, and I could probably service it on a day and I'll give you a good price. You would have been like, hurry the fuck up and get here.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's grouse. Like, what a machine. Look what he just said to me. He's solving all my problems. Marketing. Yeah. That's the lead of marketing continued into your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then again, just touching on a few more things with marketing before I go into AI, is that also when you're putting your stuff out there on the market, like brochures and all of this stuff, people try to look as fancy as they can. Show value. Don't talk about, you know, you go to somebody's website and you go to About Us and they're telling this spiel about what they did and their story. Like, if the story is not intriguing and engaging and it's the same as every other donkey story out there, like I was young and I started my business and I felt a passion for lights and then shut up. You know, I'm here to buy your service. Sell me the story of the service and why you were passionate about it.
Yeah.
You know, and what makes you, because you're so passionate at a young age, that made you want to grow and want to do this at this age. You know what I mean? It's like listening to Cristiano Ronaldo's story, you know, how he was playing soccer as a young kid. day in, day out, you know what I mean? And then he grew with that passion to want to be the best in the world, and look where he is today. It makes you want to follow him more because you're like, far out, what inspiration that is.
Yeah.
You know, not that you were a young kid and he was a young kid in a poor country and he gave soccer a go and look, it ended up being his thing. I'd be like, what a moron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to, what he
Like everyone else.
Yeah, exactly like everyone else. So you got to sell in every story you have, you know what I mean? Which is really, really important. And then you got to find what stories work the most, and that's what you got to run ads against. Then you got to split test an ad, and fucking that is another world.
There's a whole process.
Man, marketing is such a big thing, and then people do marketing for 2 months. Oh, it's not doing great. Turn it off. I can't afford it. Marketing, you might not do great for 8 months.
Yeah.
But it'll kick off. You need to have that kind of budget though. You need to work on a 12-month, minimum 12 months, because you got to collect data. You got to test so many things. Some businesses, you turn on their ads and the next day they're flying. And some businesses, you turn on their ads and it takes 6-7 months to get some traction, because that's a whole different type of service. Like, you know, Windows, for example, if we run ads for you guys, there'd be a very longevity of really getting big projects. Getting your big projects and getting viral in front of your customers.
Yep.
Because there's no one out there, you're every day, like you can't look at your business like an e-com business that everybody's buying a drink bottle every day.
That's right.
Windows are like very specific items.
It's a niche.
It's a very niche item. You're not going to have 300 people coming through your ads every week, because it's just simply not going to happen. There is that many people buying Windows, but it's such a niche market. You've got to build trust way early in advance.
Of course.
And then eventually you just start seeing organically the rhythm is there. You know, you got to start becoming first to mind.
Yes.
You know, like right now, if I said to you, you got to get your lawns mowed, who comes first to mind?
Jim.
How funny is that?
Jim?
It is. Yeah. Because 47 years the guy's been running Jim's mowing. Now, if I asked you pest control, you'd probably drop a different brand. But he does it too.
Yeah, that's
right.
But
he's built himself so much around mowing that he's focused on that most of his business in his franchise product. That's what he's just known for.
Yeah.
You know, in any house you go into and you're going to ask you for a drink, you either say water, Coke. Coke is pretty much the second one, and more unlikely Powerade might be in their house, might not even be there. But Coke's, you know, pretty much 90% of households got it. It's that brand. Everybody just buys it because they don't anyone will drink it. You know what I mean? So that's marketing, right? But then you got the post-marketing stuff, and as I was mentioning, it's the tech stacks and all of that. And now we're in the world of AI.
Tell me.
Wow.
Tell me.
What a fucking world we're in. The world of AI and the way it's heading, man, it is just absolutely crazy. And 2025 is the year of the agents, right? A lot of people are saying like AI is going to take.
What's an agent?
All right. So an agent is pretty much whatever you can think of it being. It can be an agent. So it could be a sales agent. It can be your personal agent. AI.
Like take a ChatGPT. Yep. And go, now you're not ChatGPT. Now you're an agent. Yep. We've trained you to do X, Y, Z. Yep. That's your job.
Correct.
That's an agent.
So ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok, all of the brands that are out there, Claude, all of them, they've all got this back-end source where you go in and you can develop it and give it a knowledge base and it becomes yours. The learnings that they teach it, these LLMs are taught on, is pretty much they're taught everything that's in the web, pretty much, right? And then plus all the other stuff that they do. And they're very intelligent. Like Grok right now is like tenfold apparently smarter than all of the ones that are on the market. Elon Musk's Grok, he just released it last week. And it's a game changer. I'm playing with it and man, it's fucking shitting on ChatGPT. I'll tell you that much. It's funny enough that he's an investor in ChatGPT and he built something that shits on it. But you know, eventually they'll come out with another model now that'll shit on his. And it's just going to be the way of the market now. The LLMs are playing big like this. Over the next 10 years, who's going to be the biggest player with these LLMs? I actually don't know because Grok just came out of nowhere. Claude's coming. DeepSeek just dropped on us from China and it was immediately smarter than ChatGPT. So it's a world that is very scarce there and we don't know what's heading. But for us, what's cool is who gives a shit? Just use any of them. Yeah. Whenever one comes out, you just copy all your stuff you've developed, move it to that one. Best part about it, even if you've coded something specific, you could go to the new AI and say, this is the code from ChatGPT, change it to work in your system. And it will literally recode itself. Yeah. You don't even need a developer.
All right. So for anybody that's an entrepreneur or looking at starting a business, what are the 5 things, 5 programs or 5 softwares that they should be using and getting on now?
Okay. So everybody I recommend without a doubt must have at least one of the major AI systems as a setup assistant for them. So whether it's ChatGPT, Grok, DeepSeek, any of them, that has to, it's a must have.
Subscription?
Subscription. Some of them are at, I think ChatGPT is at $30 and then you got the professional at $200. Grok's at $40, $39 or whatever it is. DeepSeek's free, you know, so you can even go to the free. And there's a ton of other free tools. So what happens is people then, there's other developers that'll go and grab the ChatGPT and pay for it, the professional level, and develop a version of that and push it to the market for free because they're paying that already. And then they've taken it, created like a UI, their own face page that you land on, and providing it for free to the users to collect their data. So sign up and we'll give you this for free for 12 months. What they're doing is collecting a shit ton of data and then seeing what people are doing in AI and taking all the learnings. So it's very intelligent to do that as well.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of free tools, but just be careful the free tools you're using because you could be giving some data to people that
you don't want to give.
You don't want to give your data to. You know, with ChatGPT and all that, they are still taking your data and using it, but not to the level of you don't know who this guy's using.
That's right.
What this guy's using it for.
Yeah.
Right? So be careful on that. Now, to give you an example of what you should be doing as you're a business owner, we're doing a massive pivot in one of my businesses. And when I say a pivot, is we're literally transforming the entire company. From where it is right now, we're going to do like, you know, how IKEA went from making a pen to the biggest bloody retailer in the world. We're doing that with one of my businesses right now. I'm currently into my 3rd week of a single conversation that I've been going with ChatGPT. And now I'm about to move that whole conversation to Grok because I think it'll be a lot better. I'm in one conversation. It has not ended. I go and come from this conversation every few days and I answer questions. It asks me questions. I respond. It goes away, gives me back new questions and new answers. I reckon if I was to print this document out, it'll be over 2,000 pages long. And it's me and ChatGPT having a conversation about what we need to do to change this company. And my literal prompt was everything I want to achieve. I want it done over a 2-year period, broken down into 90-day sprints, measured monthly. And I said, this is what we need to achieve. And this is how we're going to create the strategy. 2-year strategy broken into 90-day sprints. So 30 days increments. And then I want to measure it monthly to make sure we're on. So that's how literally we're going to build this strategy out. And I said, ask me any questions that you need to know in depth. I want you to be like an Einstein in my business. Like I literally say these things to it so it knows how to react. Yeah. And I need you to nail this for me so much. And monthly, you're going to also assist measuring me on the measuring that you give me to measure monthly. So we're going real deep here. Right?
Yeah.
And man, am I blown away. Like when I say blown away, I feel like I've got Elon Musk in my fucking business right now. The shit it's teaching me, I'm like, fuck, I've been in business 20 years. I would never have thought of this.
Yeah.
And it's something, this is what we need to do. This is what you need to change. Give me this data. He wanted financials, man. I went and got financials on my account and we plugged them in, you know? And I was like, this is what my EBITDA is currently. And this is what we need to achieve here. And this is what we're doing. And and he said, all right, so this is for the franchise business Clay made. And I said, these are the issues I got with the contract. What do you think? It said, plug your contract in. I plugged the contract in, read it, and it said, here's 15 problems I already found in your contract before we even changed the contract. I was like, shit. I've had like 4 lawyers look at this thing and it found all these issues. I'm like, all right, good, let's go. This is what I want the franchise to do now. This is what I want when I sell a franchise to be the new rule. And then it would say, yeah, that's a great idea, but how about doing it like this and this and this? And if you did this, this is why it would be better. Wouldn't just give me an idea, justify it for me.
Yeah.
I would literally have to stop.
It's a business coach.
It's better than a coach.
Yeah, no, but
it is the CEO now.
Yeah.
It is actually the fucking CEO now. My CEO, I am not the CEO of this company. This is the CEO and I am like the operations manager listening to this thing.
Because there's no emotion.
Zero emotion.
It's all knowledge.
It's all this knowledge. And it's like taking knowledge from like, and I said, go to Inc. 5,000 companies and do research and how they grew and pivoted. I'm telling you, the prompt I had was massive, right? And I kept re-prompting. I kept adding to the prompt because I just realized that the more I prompted it in more depth, the deeper it went on me as well.
Yeah.
And man, it is mind-blowing me to the point where it asks me questions and I'm actually scared to lose the conversation. So I keep saying to it because sometimes their memory can run out. So I might sometimes have to copy paste the entire conversation that's gone for days back in there where Grok won't have to do that. And I keep saying it to her, all right, that's a great question. I'm going to need 2-3 days to come back to you with this. No problem. I'm here waiting for you. So then when I'm driving, this is why I like ChatGPT. When I'm driving, I actually open up the app on my phone and I converse with it instead of typing.
Press the button, right?
Press the button. And I'm like, all right, just going back on our conversation that we're talking about, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm thinking. This is what you asked for, but this is what, how about if I get this instead and this, does that help? Or do you need this or do you need this? Or blah, 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 blah. Long story short is this thing is just responding to me and I'm just like, fuck, this is too smart for me. Like, I don't even know how to respond to this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having to reach out to people to assist me to give it data.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck, I thought I was good.
Yeah,
I don't have this info in my business. And I thought I was good, to be honest with you. Like, I thought I knew all this stuff. And I'm like, well, it's great because, you know, how they say, always, if you're the smartest person in your business, you're a little bit in trouble.
That's
You're
right.
not going to learn much.
Of course.
Well, now by far, I'm not the smartest. Like, in my business, pretty much all my employees there are just good at what they do. And I don't have somebody that's senior in their managing things. Now I've got the best fucking thing by my side.
Yeah.
Got to Elon Musk in there with me right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Telling me this is where you're going wrong. And the things I'm seeing, I'm just like, shit, if I did this a year ago, this company would be worth 100 mil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or not a year ago, but a few years ago. You know what I mean? Like, shit, this is amazing. And it's only getting better. So in all reality, going back to your question, that is pretty much the most important thing people need in their businesses.
Yeah.
Now, depending on the business that they're in, everybody should also have a marketing / appointment setting / post-service agent.
Yes.
Now, I'll break them down for you. Marketing, the marketing agent should be when somebody lands on your website. All right. So there's tools where, say I landed on your website right now and I'm moving my mouse around and I stop somewhere and I'm reading. Where my mouse is, a little bubble can open and be like, hey, I'm George, just a sales assistant at CVD Windows. And I'm here to assist. Is there any questions you have? I could see you're looking around at our B range windows.
Yeah.
Because it knows where the mouse is.
Yes.
And it says, do you have any questions on these? Because I could actually answer them for you right now. I'm live. And it doesn't know it's AI, but AI knows they're on that page, they're on that word, they're on those that little bit of copy, and they're on this image. I can actually, and it has all the knowledge on all of this stuff. And it can convert, so they can be like, oh yeah, look, I'm just looking at these. Do they come in blue? Yep, I can get them in blue. And you can get them in double glazed. And you can do this. Would you be interested in getting an appointment booked with one of our specialists? Because I could book you in right now for a call. Are you available tomorrow at 12 o'clock? Fuck yeah. Boom. These guys landed on your site, went to one page, looking at one thing, there's a conversion. That's a marketing AI system, right?
Yep.
But what I added into that marketing AI is the appointment setter. So the marketing AI system plus the appointment setter are sort of a combined thing. You can remove the appointment setting if you don't need it, or you can have the appointment, like an e-commerce business doesn't need appointment set. Just buy online.
Yep.
So they're hovering over a nice drink bottle,
Oh, you like
pop
that?
up and talk about it. And, you could get this engraved and, like Aussie Pal, what they do. He does a great job, Keegan. He's a top bloke. And what he's doing is he's got all this really amazing marketing stuff. I mean, him just spoke about this recently. And you could get this all done on your Shopify store on all of this. You just plug it in. And our system that we're building, our AI system, it's actually live right now, all this stuff here. It's called Ivis. And it does all of this. It does the appointment setting and the marketing. But what it does also, which is amazing, and this is for the e-com space, and this is what me and Keegan were talking about, is post-service. Not even post-service, it's at purchase.
Yeah.
So imagine having an e-com store. Imagine you were buying this table. Imagine IKEA. You went, you bought this table, but you bought it online to get shipped to your home. And the minute you hit pay, 3 minutes later, you get an SMS to your phone saying, hey, Chris, thank you so much for buying off us ABC tables. We saw you bought the brown top, blah, 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 whatever they name this thing, right? Here's a YouTube video to show you 5 ways you can use this. And then here's a video showing you how to put it together when you get there. And then also, this is your now direct support number at any time you have any questions on any products we sell or the table you just purchased. Don't call anyone and don't go on any website. Just text this number. I am your direct support. I am the service manager at ABC Tables. You're going to be like, what the fuck? The guy just messaged me 2 minutes after making a purchase? Sweet. Then you're like, sweet. All good. Thanks. Excited for it to come. No worries. Amazing. Don't forget, text us if you need anything. Stops. A week later, where's my product? I forgot. Hey guys, I can't remember when it's getting shipped. Do you know when? And it's shipping literally in 2 seconds every single time you message. Bang. There's a response with your shipping date and time. Is there any notes you want to leave on the shipping? Because you never left any. Oh yeah, I'd like it to be not left at the front. Can they call me an hour before? Easy, we've added the note for you. Anything else we can help with? All good. You drop the ball. You get a call, 30 minutes, we're delivering to your home. Thank you. You get a text message from that company. Hey, we just got notified that your delivery is 30 minutes away. I don't know if they rang you yet, but just to confirm, it's 30 minutes away. Like, fuck, these guys are on top of their game.
5-star.
5-star before you even got it. Then you get this product.
Yeah.
And you open the manual and you watch the video he'd sent you. And he says, hey, I just saw that you got your product. I know you've probably lost in the feed the video I sent you of how to put it together. Here's a PDF manual. And he sends it to you with a text. And then here's a link to watch it on YouTube again of somebody putting this table together. So you watch this video and you're like, all good. And then halfway through, you just still can't figure out how to put that last leg in. So you message, I've got the last left leg, can't figure out how to do it. The manual's not helping me. The bloody video's not helping me. No problem. Let's guide you through this. Have you flipped the table on its back? And it's guiding you in SMS. Yeah. What would you do? You're going to buy 5 other tables just for the fucking conversation.
Or you're going to tell somebody else.
Oh yeah, that's guaranteed.
Hey, I bought a table from this company. They sell this too and that. Go and look, if you don't need a table, they sell lawnmowers.
Exactly.
Buy a lawnmower from them too.
They probably mow your lawns. And, you know
what
I mean? And then what happens though, let's add more to this. 2 months passes. Hey Chris, it's John checking in. How's the table going? Send us a photo, tell us how you used it. You send in a photo. Fuck, that's amazing. Oh, I'm not going to say fuck, but
Yeah.
they're going to be like, that's amazing, Chris. That looks amazing because the AI can fully see the image. You know, that's amazing. We love what you've done with it. Here's a few others, what our other customers have done with it too, if you ever want some extra ideas. And don't forget, we sell these 2 things on our website that also attach to the back of the table, you know, like an extra, this is an upsell.
How to sell them again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you and them have a conversation, you end it, you continue, you move on. And then it's like, because they're not getting marketing emails, they're getting tailored. So it's not broad that everyone's getting the same SMS. Personalized, because AI is personalized. AI is conversational. AI is not a message. And if he responds with this word, find that keyword and respond this. No, it's conversational. It's human to human. It's like, you know. And then you get them again after 6 months. Guess what, Chris? Being one of our premium customers that has such a good engagement rate with us because you always respond to me and I love it. You know, as a business owner, I love talking to my customers.
Currently running a sale.
I'm running, before I even go to the public, a sale on these items. I'm giving 40% off to everybody that's purchased off us and engaged with me before. And you know, Chris, because as a business owner, I like to message all my customers. Not all of them respond to me, but the ones who do, I love them. And you responded, so here's 40% off. Whenever you want, you can buy this at 40% off. Now the pre-sale or in 6 months. All good, happy days. And sorry if I'm disturbing you. Yeah, but what a machine this guy is. You know, he gave me 40% forever on that product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I was looking at the website 2 months later and it's actually $100 and I know I can still buy it for $60.
So what's that?
That's part of this Ibis.
Yeah.
You can do that. It's live right now, this product. We plug it into businesses right now. It's out of this world. So that's the 3 main agents you're going to deal with right now. What we're building in Ibis and where Ibis is going is this is the part where it's going to change the world. And everyone's going to do this differently. I don't believe anyone will be better than anyone at this. We're just going to be in a flooded market. Choose your agent, right? So I'm not even going to say we're going to dominate this space. We're not. We're going to do a great job in this space. And someone's going to do better than me. They're going to beat them. And it's just going to go on and on.
Of course.
So it's just about choose your agent. And it's at the end of the day, to be honest with you, it's how do you market it. Yeah. And we're one of the best marketers. So we're going to sell our product without a doubt. And when we say sell our product, we're going to sell our agents extremely well. And what this personalized agent is this is your personal agent. This is an agent that connects through your AirPods. It's on a Chrome extension in your browser. It's on your phone as an app. It's live with you wherever you go. It's on the meter glasses. It'll talk to you and everything. And this will be like Jarvis on Iron Man, you know, but to a level it can even measure your health. It can order you food. It can read you emails and respond to the email in your tone, in your way of speaking. It'll read it to you before it's like so conversational. Have you seen the movie Her?
No.
Watch Her and we're building that. It's literally on a movie and we're rebuilding it, but it's a bit fucked up on that. He ends up in a relationship with her and all, she's AI.
Yeah, well,
but,
that's not
you know, that's
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So it is to the point where, let me give you an example of what it'll do. Just say, for example, I use one of those, you know, those things you can plug on the back of your arm and it reads your glucose levels. And I could say, hey, Ibis, when my glucose levels drop to X, or, you know, when you feel that when you know I'm hungry, just remind me. Or you don't even have to tell it that. You could prompt it in your original settings and say, I want to be notified when you feel like I'm hungry. It's going to know when you're hungry because your glucose levels are plugged in through the phone and that Ibis connects to all your apps.
Yeah.
Right? So what it's going to happen, obviously your health app it's going to connect to. So then what it could be is be like, hey, Chris, it's 3 p.m. This is the time you usually order Uber Eats, but I've noticed you haven't ordered today. And it is a Thursday. And last Thursday and the Thursday before that, you ordered it this time. Looking at your levels right now, your glucose levels are completely low, your blood sugar levels, you probably should eat. Would you like me to order you some food?
Delivery is about 45 minutes, so we calculate that in 45 minutes your levels are going to be low.
First it'll say to you, what do you want to eat? Or do you want me just to order the Nando's you got yesterday again? You know, because I've noticed you've had that for the last 3 days. You're on a trend. Do you want it again? And it'll have a laugh with you. You know, yeah, you know, I'll get it for me, but without the barbecue ribs today.
You want to save a little bit of weight there, do
you? You might even recommend.
Too many calories today, Chris. You're already at 1,500, you know, and cut that down.
Yes.
Maybe you want to drop this item, maybe get rid of the chips this time.
Yes, exactly. And it can. You know, if you prompt it to do that, it will do that because all it is a prompt. And it's a prompt in your settings. Yeah. So you're going to go to your settings and it's going to be like health. What should I know about? Tell me when I'm overeating because you can read when your blood sugar spikes.
Yeah.
So I could say, look, yesterday you ate this and your blood sugar spiked for 4 hours and it was fluctuating every 5 minutes. It was ridiculous. I recommend you drop whatever you had then from your order on Uber Eats because if you don't order on Uber Eats and order by hand, you won't know. But if it's order Uber Eats, from looking at yesterday's order, man, those chips and those barbecue wings, they were full of sugar in the barbecue sauce. Drop them too. Don't get a Coke, get a Coke Zero. Sweet, thanks, Ivis. Order it. That's it, done. Your order has been confirmed and the driver says it'll be there, you know, Uber tells you, it'll be there in 30 minutes. Yep, driver has just picked up your food, it's on the way. driver is approaching in 2 minutes. Do you want to go out and get the food, or do you want me to send him a message and tell him you'll be a couple of minutes? Would you like me to tell him you'll be at the door? And he'll just message him.
How crazy is this world?
I'm building it, and I can tell you it's fun. It's crazy though. I love it.
Yeah, look, I think it's great. It's very interesting, and I think if you're not doing something, you need to start.
Oh man, you have to look. We haven't missed the bandwagon. A lot of people have got FOMO fear.
Yes.
So a lot of people, just for example, at the event we're recently at, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, what do I got to do? How do I get AI on my business? What industry are you in? This is what I'm doing. How much budget do you have right now? How many problems are you facing in your company? So many. Blah blah blah. All right, all you need is ChatGPT because they're like, how do I use AI? Yeah. I'm like, you don't need an AI setter. Start. Get ChatGPT. Talk to it about your problems. Solve the problems. Fix the stuff that's going to make you money. You don't need an agent right now.
No.
Some businesses just don't need an agent, you know? But and then some others were like, what do you do? This businessman, what are you not using AI? Call me. We're going to get you going and we're going to blow this thing up for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to go crazy. We're going to reduce the friction in your business and raise the efficiency like second to none. Others, I'm just like, don't touch it. You're too far from AI still. Yeah. When a personal agent comes out, that's a whole different thing. That's your personal agent. Yeah. But when we get when you find some businesses that are like, when you find some businesses that don't need it and they're just going to waste money just because they got FOMO and everyone else is using it, I should. No, you got to pull back a little bit, realize, do your own research, understand what's required. You know what I'm saying? So there's all that component of it. Well, one thing I want to, before we wrap up, I actually want to go into with the AI thing as well, is that you got these agents. You've got the AI setter, the marketing setter, you've the appointment setter. I'm bloody losing my marbles here. So you got your marketing AI that helps you converse on your website. You got your appointment setter that can book conversations, questions, and bookings into your calendar, and then you've got the personal AI coming on board next. From there, where we're also going to go, what we're going to see happen in the market is people are going to start building their own AI systems on AI systems. That's going to be a huge market. That's about a year or two away, but that's where people need to get onto now. If you're not learning what AI is capable of doing, you're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. Because, for example, what we're doing with IBIS, and it's currently in development, is we're building like internal trainers. And this is where people say, is AI going to take people's jobs? 100% it's taking people's jobs. Guaranteed. Like the other day I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and he's a builder, and we were talking about how architects are going to lose their trade. Architects are going to become prompt engineers, not architectural engineers. That's right. There's products on the market now, AI, you prompted a few things you need and it's designing the entire property. You know what I mean? Autodesk, who do all the design work, they're investing in AI hard. There's going to be a time where they're going to give you a prompt it, it's design the house in a day. Yeah. No more 6 weeks until your drawings are ready. And it's going to have all the council requirements in there ready, and it's going to know what to deliver.
And we're going to submit it for council.
Oh, 100%.
And they can then review
it. And the
AI
at council is going to review it.
Yeah.
Not even the person. Yeah. So you're going to have like, submit your plans, you're approved in 24 hours. The two AI systems have come back and just approved you. They've worked it out amongst each other. The AI told it, no, I don't like this, fix it. AI fixes it, sends it back in 10 seconds. It's approved, it's done. And you can have 1 billion applications at one time, and there's 1 billion AI agents going at it. You're not limited by people anymore. So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Architects, and like I said, they're not going to be architecturally, still going to be required in many cases, but it's going to reduce drastically the number there. One of our products that we're building is like an internal trainer. So now I can hire a salesperson, put him on a phone. I don't need even 1 minute's training with him. Put him on a phone, plugs his headset on, turns on his computer. IBIS, our IS system, plugs into, say, AirCall or any of these softwares, listens live to the call while he's on a client. So just say the customer says, let's say the customer's talking about air conditioning, right? And he says, all right, look, I'm looking at a ducted system. I've got a single story home, blah, 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 blah. What brands do you recommend? Now, we've already prompted it and taught it everything about our business, what we want to sell, and it knows the industry well. It'll bring cards up on his screen and give him the answers. But it'll bring up a card. We sell Fujitsu and Panasonic. You know what I mean? What do you reckon I need for my home? I've got a 4-bedroom home, single story, about 28 squares. It's going to go straight away. You're going to need about a 12 kilowatt system, 8 points.
Here's all the information.
This guy's never sold an aircon in his life.
Got to read it.
Just got to read it. He's never sold an aircon. He's never done crap. All he's got to be good is a salesperson. He's got to know how to talk.
Yeah, wow.
But the answers are there. He's not going to be like, all right, give me 1 second. Hey, this guy's got 4 bedrooms. How big should I put a unit in there? Because I haven't trained him yet. He's going to be like, answers there, answers there, answers there. Then to make it further is the measuring tool as business owners. We then have KPIs we set for them. So for example, I say, all right, Chris, I want you to do objection handling on every sale call. I want you to check the satellite image of every home that you do a quote for, you need to check a satellite image for and tell me if there's solar on their roof. You need to, and you get objection handle every single time. And when you close a sale, whenever you do a closed deal, you've got to offer this post care club that we offer. I can then measure, you say you do 1,000 calls a week on average. I can go and ask the AI to print me a report on you, and it could say to me, all right, Chris, out of his 1,000 calls, 30% did an objection handle on the jobs he lost. Out of the 500 jobs that he spoke to, clients, he only checked the satellite imagery of 70% of them. How does it know? Because he knows you would have said, oh, what's your address? Because I'm checking satellite image. And you would have said, oh, you have solar or you don't have solar. So it read all that and it says, well, he didn't ask any of that. So that means he did not check solar.
Yeah, right.
And you can't say to me, but I did. Well, where were the follow-up questions if you did? Because if you had the follow-up questions, AI would have knew you asked those questions. You know what I'm saying? And then, and out of the 40 jobs that he closed and won this week, he only offered the Total Care Club to 15 of them. So I'm going to be like, Chris, what are you doing? Your performance is to the ground to me because you should have offered 40 Total Care Club sales. Yeah, you offered 15 and you sold 10. Imagine you offered 40, you would have sold 30.
That's right.
Or 35. So you made us lose money this week because you're not performing. Number one. Number two, objection handling. 30% of the customers that closed didn't objection handle. All the ones that you did, you actually objection handled one and closed them. So the 30% of customers you just made us lose, go back and call them and get on top of them. These are your KPIs. You're not meeting your numbers. We're putting you into an action plan. I just done all of that for you. No one listened to the calls.
It's crazy where we're going.
It's extremely crazy.
And all I have to say is, Rami, I really appreciate you coming in.
Worries.
Mate,
it's been great.
I hope guys can, or women as well, can obviously listen to the podcast and take something from it. Don't just go posting stuff on social media. Come up with a strategy, not what works for you, but what works for your customer. Who is your ideal customer? What is your service? And start to use AI if you're not already using it.
Yes, without a doubt. And the basic stuff, LLMs, get on there, start talking to it. Like a friend.
Yeah.
It's not a software, it's a friend. It's a colleague. It's whatever you want it to be.
Amazing. Look, thanks very much for coming
Anytime, man. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Chris.
Thank you.